This video is for those who are absent and missed this little section on finding the pattern, so we're just going to quickly go over it with you. So again, start off by factoring those three trinomials. So we're going to just put our 9 and our 6 real quick on these. 9 and 6, 3 times 3 multiplies to 9, adds to 6, so we have, using our shortcut, x plus 3, x plus 3. And if we want, we can write this as x plus 3 squared. All right, go ahead and do the other two. Pause the video, come back when you're done. Okay, now that you are done, let's go ahead and set this up. 25, negative 10, two numbers that multiply to 25 and add to negative 10 are the following. So we're going to go ahead and write out our solution using our shortcut because we do have a 1 at the front, which is also really nice. And again, this is also the same two numbers, so we can write it as a perfect square. Let's look at the third one. If you already did it, you should already have the following, 36 and 12. We get 6 times 6 is 36. 6 plus 6 is 12. And we get x minus 6, plus 6, and x plus 6. And we find out that this is x plus 6 squared. All right, so what do all the problems above have in common when you factor them? So think about it. If you look at all the answers, they're all perfect squares. They're all written as two factors. Again, the things that are in the parentheses that are exactly the same. So these cannot be written as powers of 2. All be written as a square. So as a power of 2. All right, what do we call these? These actually have a special name because they are perfect squares. We call these perfect square trinomials. So we call these perfect square, and they're trinomials that are quadratics too. So we call these perfect square trinomials because when you factor them, you get two factors or two sets of parentheses that are identical. You can write them as one parenthesis to the power of 2. That's what makes these nice. So I want you guys using the fact that the bottom three are also perfect square trinomials, and you're going to figure it out. So go ahead, pause the video, try to see which ones you can figure out. If you can figure out that last number by working backwards. All right, now that you've had some time to figure it out on your own, let's go ahead and see how far you got. Don't worry too much if you didn't get through all of them, but let's see how far you got. Well, just based on what I'm given, I know that 8x goes at the bottom, so that 8 with 8x goes at the bottom. And because I want these to be perfect square trinomials, I know that these numbers have to be the same. And they have to be the same and add up to the bottom number. So for this bottom one with the 8, what two numbers on the sides are going to be the same and add up to 8? So that number is going to be 4 plus 4. That's the only way to get an 8. And I know that the top number comes from multiplying the side number, so I can get 16, which means that the missing number here is the number 16. So if you didn't figure it out before, pause the video and try to do 6 and 7 on your own. Come back and check your work. All right, now that we made sure that we have everything ready to go, let's go ahead, and I know that 2 goes at the bottom. So what number added to itself is going to add up to 2? So it's going to be 1 and 1, and 1 times 1 is 1. So the missing number is 1 here. Same thing for the next one. What is the number that adds up to 18 that are the same? So we do 9 and 9, but this time they're both negative because of the negative 18, and that's going to give me an 81 at the top. So that's going to be my missing number. So we're kind of working backwards, which is factoring. We're working backwards to figure out that missing number. And this is going to get us started into our lesson for today. So I'm going to clear this out. All right, so now on the next page, I want you guys to see what is it that we were doing. So I'm just kind of quickly going back to this one. When I put the 8 down here, and I got these 4s here, the way I found the 4s is just taking the 8 and splitting it in half. So just divide it by 2. When I had the 2 here and I divided by 2, I got 1.